Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hey, what is up guys? Horror Nights Fan 13 here, and today I am finally back doing what I always do every single year since 2015. That's right, it's codename solving time. We don't have the first official codename, however we do have hints to figure out the property and the codename for the first property of Halloween Horror Nights 2018 Hollywood. But before I get into this video, please, as always, show your support, like the video if you like it, comment your speculation, comment your connection, comment what you think about my connection, subscribe if you want to keep up with updating further into the 2018 series, follow me on Twitter at HHNFan13, get a follow back on there, just as a huge thank you for your support to my channel. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Like I said, we don't have the actual first codename. We just have hints to it. The main hint to this codename is kind of how I'm going to be naming this one. It's going to be addressed as Terror in the Aisles. It's not the actual codename for this maze, however, it is just the name I'm giving it because it is kind of the big main hint that John has been using to connect us to this property. So, Terror in the Aisles. The main hint is that there is a connection to the film Terror in the Aisles. Now this film, Terror in the Aisles, is kind of a compilation of classic horror films, everything from, I think it ranges from about 1982 all the way back to the 30s and 20s, old classic horror films and stuff like that. And it's hosted by Donald Pleasence and another actress as well. Donald Pleasence, if you don't know who he is Dr. Loomis in John Carpenter's Halloween, the 1978 film. So not only is he in Terror in the Aisles, but he's also in a film that is featured in Terror in the Aisles. But there are also bonus hints for this one. This is our first time getting like bonus hints in a while. We haven't really gotten like good, like solid red herring type of bonus hints in a while. So the three hints that John gave for this one. Hint number one, a song title made famous by, but not written by Johnny Cash, was performed at Woodstock in 1969. That song title is the hint. Hint number two, the name of a best-selling album by a famous Southern California band who John saw performing at his high school before he attended there in the fall of 1981 while picking up his brother. And hint number three, one of the main creative forces behind a film featured in Terror in the Aisles passed away within the last 5 years. Now, John also added one final condition to these three hints. Only one of these hints is true. Two of them are red herrings. So, that makes it pretty hard to narrow down, so we have a 33% chance of choosing the right hint to work on the connection. So, my connection, I'm going to be using the first hint. So, the song title made famous by Johnny Cash. It is If I Were a Carpenter. Now, obviously, If I Were a Carpenter, it was performed at Woodstock 1969. I can't remember who by, but it was performed in Woodstock 1969. If I Were a Carpenter, John Carpenter did the thing, yada yada yada, ta-da! Nah, I'm just messing with you. I know that the song If I Were a Carpenter was used way back in 2015 for Codename Rock Festival. John does not reuse hints and connections. It is very much a red herring throwing that in there. So that one is a red herring. Did not focus on number two either. I did not use number one. My connection was based off of hint number three. Hint number three, one of the main creative forces behind a film featured in Terror in the Aisles. So, I did mention the property that I'm going to be connecting it to while rambling about my fake connection. That was also kind of throwing shade at somebody, but don't need to bring that name into it. John Carpenter's 1982 film, The Thing. The Thing was in fact featured in Terror in the Aisles. Hint number one is a red herring. We don't need to focus on that one. Hint number two is also a red herring. Hint number three, who died within the past 5 years that was one of the main creative forces behind The Thing. It was not John Carpenter. He's still alive and well. No. John J. Lloyd. You may be asking yourself, who's that? You know, I asked myself the same thing when I was like researching The Thing and looking at who died recently. John J. Lloyd was the production designer and art director for The Thing. He passed away September 20th, 2014. That is within the past 5 years, and I would say that The Thing is a film that very much needed a very, very good production designer and a very good art director due to its use of setting in I believe it was a Norwegian base? I believe it was Norway. And the sets, or not the sets, the characters, the crazy looking thing monsters, the dogs, the person splitting in half, the giant thing that was floating its head and connected to a long thing. I haven't seen The Thing in a while. But yeah, so that's my connection. An art director, production designer is someone who is very, very critical to the production of a film. Even critical to the production of anything. Look at Chris Williams for Halloween Horror Nights. He is so critical to the creation of the event. So without a good production designer, without a good art director, The Thing would not exist. He is a very, very much a main driving creative force behind The Thing. So that is my connection for the first codename for Halloween Horror Nights. I believe this codename is connected to John Carpenter's The Thing. I have no idea what the actual codename is. That's something John might reveal to us later. I have no idea. All I know is the codename that I am addressing as Terror in the Isles. My connection is John Carpenter's The Thing. Thank you all for watching. Please, as always, show your support. Like the video if you like it. Comment your theory, comment what you think about my theory, subscribe for future updating, follow Twitter at HSMFan13, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.